afternoon. This is an urgent appeal for safety for residents throughout Worcester County. Yesterday, beginning at just before 5 p.m. on Park Avenue in Worcester and ending early this morning, Worcester and its next door neighbor Leicester had 3 fatal motor vehicle crashes. 2 pedestrians were killed in separate accidents. In the third crash, the driver of the vehicle in Leicester died at the scene. This may have been a medical emergency. Especially this holiday week, when the roads are going to be busier than normal, we wanted to spread a word of caution to drivers and pedestrians alike. Now, before letting the chiefs of police and the state police talk about road safety and what happened last night, I want just to say a couple of words about safety. If you're driving, please be on the lookout for pedestrians. When you see a yellow light, slow down. Don't try and beat a red light. Come to a full stop at the red lights and don't move forward until the light has changed to green and you've made sure no pedestrians are in the road. Please use common sense. But people walking at night also, use common sense. Especially at night, use the crosswalk. Chief Sergeant will talk to that in a minute. If you're at a traffic light, make sure the light is turned red and that the traffic has come to a full stop before you cross. If you're on your cell phone, please put it down. And think about using the flashlight. Please, thinking about putting the flashlight on and use it, pointing it down while you're crossing the street, especially when it's dark. Never assume that the driver can see you, and never step into the road before the cars have stopped. And never, ever please, text or use your phone in a texting manner when you're crossing the street. Drivers should know right now that they're sharing the road with pedestrians, with bicyclists, with caregivers, which includes mothers, fathers, brothers and sisters who are pushing baby strollers throughout the road. Look out for them and give them room. And especially at night, pedestrians should be careful and ready to stop pedestrians. It gets darker earlier now, and we know for a fact that statistics show it. It's more dangerous. I want to take this opportunity also to congratulate the legislature, the governor, the lieutenant governor, and the legislature for making the hands-free driving a law. So don't text and drive. Don't talk on the phone while driving unless you have a hands-free device. It's law, but it's also common sense. Treat other people on the road as if they were a part of your immediate family. Be aware, be patient, and please slow down. Finally, please don't drink and drive. So many of these crashes are preventable, and the decisions that you make to get behind the wheel after drinking and driving, it's so much easier to say no to that decision than it is when you get in front of a judge and have to make those decisions in hindsight, especially when a tragedy occurs. Right now, turn it over to Chief Sergeant from the Worcester Police Department.
Joe. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us here today to get these important safety reminders out to the public as we enter into the holiday season. I first want to express my condolences to the families of pedestrians who lost their lives last night. In Worcester, we had the first fatal accident occur yesterday on Park Avenue at 4:51 p.m. and then the second on Chandler Street just after midnight. We want to remind both motorists and pedestrians to pay attention, extra attention to the roadways. This means putting down the phone and eliminating distractions, whether you are walking or driving. We need pedestrians to use the crosswalks and motorists to pay attention to the pedestrians. In Worcester, there is a city ordinance that pedestrians within 300 feet of a crosswalk must use it. We also know from the data that our department collects that the majority of pedestrian accidents occur in the fall during the months of October through December. Citywide pedestrian accidents peak between 2 p.m. and 9 p.m. And Tuesday and Wednesdays have the highest frequency of pedestrian crashes. We had 288 pedestrian accidents in the city in 2018. On our end, we will have extra patrols during the Thanksgiving and through the weekend. The Worcester Police Department will be using high visibility enforcement campaigns against speeding, red light violations, and aggressive and distracted drivers. Motor vehicle and pedestrian safety is a top priority for our department. Last year alone, our traffic division reported an 86% increase in speeding tickets, with 2,348 citations in 2017 and 4,371 in 2018. I want to remind everyone that we would like to see compliance. Compliance is our measure of success. As a city, we are continually working to create a safer environment for all pedestrian, bicyclists, and motorists using the roadways and sidewalks throughout our city. I believe that through enforcement and education, we can effectively reduce the number of crashes, not just for the holiday season, but every day. We want drivers and pedestrians to be more alert and focused on the roads. So thank you and be safe.
Next, Chief Patinovica from Leicester.
Good afternoon. From all the men and women of the Leicester Police Department, we extend our most sincere condolences to all the families involved in these tragedies. The events yesterday occurred around 3 p.m. at the intersection of Main and Burncoat Street, and it started out to be a minor traffic accident that resulted in a possible medical event. That is still under investigation. Especially during the busiest travel day of the year, which is today, always, please pay attention and drive safely. Obey all the traffic laws, and please, don't drink and drive. Always remember, one bad choice can change your life in a second. Thank you.
Next, Chief Captain Johnson from the State Police.
Good afternoon. I just want to remind you, with the holidays, we always see an increased volume of traffic, and with that, we get extensive backups. So plan accordingly, leave early, and be mindful of the other motorists around you. We don't want to see any aggressive driving, because ultimately that's what results in accidents. During these holidays, we can see a rise in serious injury accidents and fatalities. Take your time, you get there, remain calm, and everyone will get there safe and have a safe holiday. Be mindful of the move over law. If you see a public safety vehicle, an ambulance, a tow truck on the side of the road, move over. If you can't move over, slow down considerably. We want to see everyone get there safely for the holidays. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain. Chief, just after the last events over the last 12 hours, we had 3 fatalities. We felt there was a need to bring this forward. Are there any questions with regards to this?
Can you talk a little bit about some of the circumstances around some of these accidents? Was it people trying to run red lights? Were they texting, that sort of thing?
We have one arraignment at 2 o'clock today for a charge of OUI and motor vehicle homicide on one of the accidents. Another accident on Park Avenue, that was the one on May Street. The one on Park Avenue, it was dark. Both drivers stayed at the scene, but it was very dark and they weren't, early investigation, it still is under investigation. It appears that they were not at a crosswalk. And like I said, the third one appears to be a motor vehicle emergency. But as the chief said, Tuesday and Wednesdays are our biggest days for accidents, particularly between the hours of 2 p.m. and 7 p.m., right around the dusk time. And we've seen an incredible uptick. We just ask an urgent appeal to the people. Treat people on the road like they're your immediate family. Just use common sense.